So this is my closet 2.5 years after my dream minimalist wardrobe video. Yeah, I know, I relapsed hard. But instead of hiding it, I'm going to be taking you along with me to fix it and sharing the 5 crucial lessons I learned about why most decluttering attempts fail. The emotional shopping triggers, the quality mistakes, the systems that actually stick. It's all here. So if you've ever felt like you're in an endless cycle of organizing the same mess, this is the video that will finally help you break free. So the first reason I failed was because I fell into an emotional purchasing trap. You see, my dad passed away 2.5 years ago, and right when I filmed that video was immediately after. I had moved back here after living at his house for 3 months, helping caretake for him, and getting back to my new normal, processing grief, and then all the PTSD that came along with it from his disease was impacting me in ways that I was just unaware. This isn't just about grief though. This could be triggered by stress, boredom, or anything. Or loneliness can trigger an impulse shopping addiction. I don't know that I necessarily had addiction, but I did start getting those dopamine hits when I was trying to distract myself in the evening and did a lot of online buying. So before making any purchases now, I stop and pause and reflect my feelings and say this: am I buying this item to solve a problem or mask a feeling? If it's the latter, I close the tab and try to find a healthier way to process my emotions. So try and write down an emotional checklist and really evaluate how you're feeling before you're purchasing an item. The second thing is quality over quantity, plus the 72-hour rule. So a lot of these items you see in these piles right here were a lot of fast fashion, and a lot of them were cute, but they either were too short, didn't fit, and the quality is just not good, or they're just like one-time wears. They just didn't fit the way I wanted, and they seemed to be bargains at the time, but really that is money that I spent that I could have had in the bank now, and then it just created more clutter and wasted my time doing this declutter. I've learned that investing in fewer, higher quality pieces that I absolutely love actually saves both money and space in the long run. So now I use the 72-hour rule, which I will place an item in my bag or cart, and I will wait 72 hours, which is equivalent to obviously 3 days, and see if that excitement is still there and really think that is something I really do want. Or a majority of the time that excitement does wear off, and 80% of the items I don't buy, which will save me money in the long run and space in my closet, and most importantly, less stress up here. Another reason for my clutter relapse was I wasn't implementing the 1 in and 1 out rule, which I've talked about on here a little bit, and I typically do that with other areas of my house, but just didn't apply that to my wardrobe because, again, I was trying to figure out my style, and then I'm like, maybe I want a lot more clothes, maybe I don't want to be so minimal. And it just obviously didn't work out the way I thought. So anytime I go to the store now, I'm going to ask myself, is this item worth letting go of something else I currently have? And if the answer is yes, I can get it, but something has to leave. So I always have a little donation box outside of my garage, and I will just put stuff in there as I bring things in. And there's nothing wrong with bringing more items in as long as we do not forget to bring things out, because that's how we accumulate more. So just be very aware if you want to change something in your wardrobe or your house in general to make sure things are constantly going out as you bring things in. So number 4 is seasonal ritual resets. And that is basically where you can just declutter and go through your items after each season. So I do typically like to pack up all of my winter items for the winter. I don't like to see them. It makes me feel like I'm wearing them all year, and then I get really sick of them. So I put them up in my bins and then just keep my seasons down below. So as you can see in this video, I'm packing up my winter stuff and I'm taking out my summer stuff, and that is where the majority of my stuff that I'm getting rid of is from. However, there was definitely some winter items as well. So instead of just doing one big massive declutter, just do it seasonally. And that way you can really tell what items you have worn or haven't worn after each season, which made this declutter so much easier. I was able to make a lot less decisions, and I knew if the items I didn't absolutely love, I would chunk, or if they didn't fit, I would chunk, or if they were too small, which was a huge factor actually in this declutter, is that I gained a ton of weight in the past 2.5 years. I used to be a size 0 to 2 my entire life. And now I am going up to like a 4, 6, I'm basically almost a 6 now. So I am okay with that. I just had to accept that that's why things weren't fitting right. I kept thinking that I was going to lose the weight. It didn't happen. So out it goes. Reality has set in, and it is what it is. And then the fifth test and lesson I learned during this decluttering session was when I looked at these items and I thought through them, I asked myself this question: would I buy this again today if this item was full price? And my goodness, I mean, wow, that really changed my perspective, because I was able to get rid of so many more items by doing that, because I would think no, or I thought I would like this, or even the question like, would I spend $20 on this item, could be a wonderful thing too. But that has helped me chunk so many items. And this was so helpful because it really cut through all of the guilt from the money I spent, as well as the attachments and the what if someday thoughts occurred. And this question helps really separate every item from the guilt keepers to the things I actually value and want to hold on to. And will definitely transform how I continue to buy my items in the future and how I declutter in the future. So what about you? What are some ways that help you keep your wardrobe minimal? I'd love to hear any and every tip. All right, guys, see you next week.